Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another Keller Williams Realty Technologies presentation. Today, we are covering our weekly ambassador webinar, as always, and I have Adam on the line. He's going to answer any questions for you. Here's what's on today's agenda. We are going to be keeping the lights on, and what we mean by that is we know that we have a lot of technology that's changing. We are all very aware of the new KW websites that are coming on board. So one of the big questions that comes across is, what should I be training on? What should I be focusing on? When my agents ask questions about the technology that we have now, what do I tell them to use? I'm actually coming to you all as well for some advice on this. So this is going to be very interactive, and I'd like to know what you all are telling your agents, how you're handling some of these questions, how you're dealing with some of the objections. I know there may be some negativity based around it, and we want to talk about some scripts and some things that we're sure that we're all saying, so that we're all saying the same thing, and maybe we can learn a few things from each other. All right, and then of course we have upcoming webinars. So let's talk about keeping the lights on. And as I said, this is going to have to be interactive. Otherwise, it's going to be a very short webinar between us. So let's talk about the elephant in the room. The elephant in the room is our eAgency and eEdge websites will someday go away. We're going to give them a good transition period. However, we have people that have are looking again at continuing to add content or not. Maybe they haven't started using any of the websites, and perhaps they went to a class or someone told them about the eAgency website, the eEdge website, and then they told them they're going away, so now all their hands are off. The key is that we have to keep the lights on. We have to keep the lights on. We have to make sure that our agents are still adding content to whatever platform that they're using. We need to be sure that they are not listening to any misunderstandings, that they're using any KW technology that they're currently using, and for them to feel good about the fact that regardless of what technology you are using, then all of those leads are still going to hit your eEdge control panel. And that's really the key message here. It is all about promoting. It is all about our website and our internet presence, but it's more about the leads. And then once we get those leads, then we do what we do best, which is cultivating and then converting and then of course closing. So what we want to talk about today, and what I'd like your help with, is let's talk about some of the tools that are currently available, how we can take advantage of what's still available, and some of the things that we can say to our agents when they have questions. So I see some questions already coming in. Okay, so Susan is saying it'd be nice to have an FAQ document for the new website. Okay, Susan, so what we've done right now for the new website, the new KW website, and listen, I do want to be sure we talk about the new KW website, but that's not what we are here for. What we're here today for is to talk about the technology that we're going to use because the new website's coming. So when it comes to the FAQ document, we're going to have a PowerPoint presentation explaining everything that is step by step what's available in the tool for the early adopters. And then we already have a video that we produced, and I believe you all should have received an email today about the video. That's available, that will walk you through the process of setting up the new website as an early adopter. Every one of you that's on the early adopters list, you are beta testing this product. So it's not a perfect product. It's going to have its bugs. It's going to be some questions. So we're not going to build a manual around it until it is done going through beta. So what we'll have, Susan, is we already have a PowerPoint presentation that walks you through, and a video. We'll talk about where those are if you don't have access to that information. And Mike is asking about he's told the place their websites, replace in the front end, which is right. Your eAgency website, for example, is an example of that. It still hits your eEdge background, not background, your eEdge backend. So again, as I mentioned, all leads will still hit your eEdge control panel. So what Gail is telling her agents is that since Playster's targeted for family reunion release, they still need to do business, continue what they're using, and if they're new, their focus is on eEdge. And I agree with that 100%, Gail. Thank you for that, because that's the next slide there, that, you know, the eAgency website, it's still a great site for SEO. It's still going to help them gain SEO. And let's be realistic. We can take the content directly from the source of your eAgency website, copy and paste it over to your Playster website. So you're not going to lose any of that content. It's still going to be valid. It's still going to be available. There may be some things that you'll have to work out through rankings, because the name changes, the domain changes, and so forth. And if any of you are on the call that understand the full implications of that, please pipe in, because I'd like to know from the experts exactly what that means. But the content itself, we can copy and paste. Please still keep blogging. That's vital right now. Keep blogging. Again, you can take that blog content from your current WordPress site and move it onto your blog on your KW website. So I'd like some input on that as well. So we'll get down to that questions. I appreciate that, Gail. So, Mike, I don't have the answer to this question, and I am going to answer this out loud, because I think it is, I am going to voice his question, and it is, if not, when, and what happens to the business suite for Office Teams? I don't know the answer to that as far as business suite. I'd ask Market Leader that directly, Mike. That would be a question they could certainly answer for you. If they can't answer that for you, please let us know. And then, will there be a Playster version for Teams? So there will be a Playster version for the offices. I do know we're not doing a beta for that. Now, Playster for Teams, if those of you that are beta testing this will know, one of the options in the Playster site is adding additional associates. So you can add additional associates, or biography, their picture, to your website, and which I love, because if you're really promoting one presence, all of your agents can easily be added there, and it's a page that's already built for you, so you don't have to get creative and put it together yourself. Howard asked a question, and that is do we have a time frame that eEdge is going away? We don't have any understanding of the retirement. We don't see it anywhere near until the end of 2016, and that is at the earliest. So it's not going to be anything we're going to rip away from everybody or anybody. And again, as I mentioned, it's a fairly simple process to copy and paste our information. Ed, I'm going to need a little bit more detail on what you mean by how about develop marketing. Okay, now Therese is asking a great question. Since we're still on the eAgency website, should they be spending money on updating eAgency? I've been getting a lot of questions on that. And I think what you mean by spending money on updating it, I'm going to guess what you mean is, should you pay somebody to refresh it? That would be the question. And in my opinion, I don't think it would be a great value to refresh your website right now, your eAgency website, because it will only be refreshed for a few months. Then you're going to get a brand new website that has a lot of the colors and conditions that you like about it refreshed. However, I will also say that our approved vendors that do refresh websites, and you can find them on the eAgency website administration tool, they are talking about the Playster refreshes. So if they're going to spend money on a refresh, have them talk to them about a Playster refresh rather than an eAgency, and then they can see the cost, see if it works for them, and then they can have it done as soon as the new sites come out. So hopefully that all right, Heather says, I've been setting up agents on both sites, but focusing on the eEdge site and the app. I do tell them to purchase a domain name so their advertising materials don't have to be updated when they change to the new one. Okay, did everyone hear that? I'm going to repeat that, just the most important part of what Heather's saying. I do tell them to purchase a domain name so their advertising materials do not have to be updated when they change to the new platform. What she is saying is purchase a domain name, have it point to a current location, or just have it available, have it ready, so that when you change, you're not having to change from .yourkwagent to a KW Playster or whatever the subdomain is, we always recommend our agents purchase a custom domain name. Any comments on that are more than welcome. Okay, so the next screen that I have up here is the eAgency WolfNet IDX. Now, even though the new KW Agent website platform isn't powered by WolfNet IDX, it's powered by the Playster IDX solution, you're still going to want to look into your WolfNet back office so that you can track the activities of those that are utilizing your app. That's the most important part. If you're using your eAgency website, you still, again, want to continue to use this tool. I have I don't know anything about the future of the WolfNet IDX and the mobile app relationship with the new KW website. So if they are creating accounts, I beg your pardon, if your clients are creating accounts, then you may be having to look into two places for a moment. Again, one of the most important things to remember is that all of your leads hit your eEdge control panel, and then you can determine where to look. It is two places, yet you are being notified. And as always, we're working in the direction to streamline it and make it a much better experience. So we definitely want to be sure that our agents are aware of the WolfNet back office, how to get to it, how to use it, and what it's all about. We have a really good online training, on-demand training on the WolfNet back office. Take a look at that. Shannon asked, although the websites are going away, the Market Leader eEdge marketing platform is remaining. That is correct. All of that is still in place. We don't want to change our business. We want to keep the lights on. Thus the name of the series. Julie, not everyone did receive the email. No, only those who are in the beta, I believe, if we're talking about the same email. There is a second beta scheduled for November. Joel's asking, when do we get the beta sites? Please sit tight. We're going to do everything we can to make sure that this that you all can have an opinion in the websites. So please stand by for any information regarding that. So Mike is asking, so the CRM will stay market leader, including IDX listing alerts and market drip campaigns. So that is correct, Mike. So if you get a lead from your new KW website, it will hit your eEdge control panel. All of your marketing information is going to stay the same. That doesn't change. So any leads that are generated from that are going to go through the eEdge system, depending on where you have your reply email, your reply website, so forth. But none of that has changed. And David says, I've not received the new website. David, you would have to be a part of the early adopters phase 1. And if you have not received an email, then you are not part of that group. Christine has a lot of agents asking about Market Leader Pro. Okay, great question. So again, Market Leader Pro isn't it's not necessarily going to be affected. One of the things you get from Pro is some additional websites. You get the market website templates. You get the Market Insider and so forth. But outside of that, Market Leader Pro still will give you your more of your marketing pieces, and then those things that I just mentioned. So I don't know anything more than that. I can tell you it's still the same value that it was. If they're not taking advantage of the website, or if they feel like the website is a big reason that they are Pro, then they may want to talk to Market Leader about that. And Dave, I don't have any information on your question at this moment as well. Howard, how do we continue if we do use WolfNet? You just continue to check your back office. We're going to keep the back office and the administration tool. Maybe we'll put another link to it, a little easier to get, but that hasn't changed, the same way you have in the past. Natasha's asking, will the kwrealty.com website name be transferred over? The answer to that is no. It will have its own new name. The .kwrealty.com domain name is a it's a domain that a subdomain would belong to. So it's not tied to an individual at all. So there would be really no need to transfer that over. So if you do have a .kwrealty.com email account address, you may want to think about purchasing a custom domain name. Joan is asking, why would we need a place to refresh? Again, Joan, I'm not sure what they are doing or what they can do to that. I am just saying that there is the opportunity to do that. They're opening that up. You would want to talk to them about the place to refresh. It is a gorgeous site all on its own. That's a fact. Designs, campaigns, marketing materials you've created or will create before Playster is active. It will have nothing to do with it. The only thing I think, Ed, is your domain name. So if you are using a .kwrealty.com email address, you may want to consider purchasing a custom domain name, just simply pointing it to that address and start marketing that address. And I'm glad you all have said that, because that's really kind of a big deal right now. That would probably be one of the things that an agent could do if they are worried about that. Now, that being said, most agents, if not all agents that have websites, should have their own custom domain name and not use a subdomain name. Now, Gail's talking about when she spoke to Market Leader, they said that the domain names are still theirs if they purchased it through them, and you are exactly right. That would not include the .kwrealty.com email address. So if you have any other email address that's tied to your Market Leader Pro, or I should say any other website address that's tied to your Market Leader Pro account, then you can continue to use that account. That's not a problem. Howard Rose asked a great question. For those agents using the WolfNet IDX plugin for their WordPress, do they want to keep using it? Keep using it, Howard, until they have something else. That's what I'm going to say. And then start phasing that in, see what works better for them. Again, Joel, Joel's asking, should I just use my eEdge domain name or my eAgency domain name? It's entirely up to you. I don't think there is an eEdge domain name, because that, if you're forwarding that, it's still a forward. It's not a true C name. So I would probably look at maybe using that. Personally, I'm going to probably use my eAgency website domain name and then let that one just fade away. I don't have an answer when phase 2 for beta testing is. Maybe if Adam does, he'll let us know, but I don't have the answer to that.
Hey, Kevin.
Yes, Adam.
I think that the phase 2 is going to be happening sometime in late November, early December, somewhere in that time range. So a little over a month from now, we'll have the phase 2 of the beta testing.
Awesome. Thank you, sir. Okay. And then lastly, we absolutely 100% want our agents to continue using the app. It is imperative they continue using the app. This is their buyer's tool. This is a seller's tool. It's give the same value proposition to your sellers as you can your buyers. Please make sure they are sharing this everywhere and anywhere they are. If they want to focus their energies and their attentions on anything, it would be the app. As Gary says, what's the one thing that I can do that would keep everything else unnecessary or easier? The answer to that is having the app in every one of your Mets and potential have-not Mets hands. Okay, we are just about out of time, so I'm going to move on. And listen, I am so pleased with all of the help that I received on this, and I'm going to help you all out. I'm going to make sure that we provide some of these Q&As in our weekly ambassador update so that you all can get to that. Someone's asking, how do we get to the recorded webinars? David, I'm going to show you that here in just a moment. How to get to all of our recorded presentations. We are doing a pretty good job of getting them all up there. Sometimes we deal with some technical difficulties and things that are out of our control, but we will do our very best to make sure all of the recorded sessions get up there. All right. Thank you all very much, and hope you're making it a great day at Keller Williams. Oh, wait, before we go, I actually promised to show you all something, but I did want to show you this. This is a very cool thing. So on Google, and I believe I'll get you the, so this is what costumes are trending in your area. Okay, that's the thing. What costumes are trending in your area? So I'm going to share this with everybody. And if you go to this link on Google, you'll see what costumes are trending. So if you want to go as a, as Ronald McDonald or something like that, you'll be able to tell how many Ronald McDonald characters or costumes have been purchased or people have said they're going to be Ronald McDonald in that area. That way, you're not, go to a party with 7 Ronalds. That would just be embarrassing. All right, and then happy Veterans Day to all of our veterans and those that have served and supported all of our veterans for Monday. And I definitely want you all to check out this site. It's a lot of fun.